Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. And a lot happened in the last episode, guys. We were able to assist Fang, not only with hacking through all of Hardin's firewalls, but finding a meeting between Hardin and another corporate representative, and then broadcasting that meeting across the entire station. We're going to have to wait a little bit for the heat to cool down before we talk to Fang again, probably tomorrow. And probably the most interesting thing, though, is we were able to rescue Navigator from Killer and put Killer in another one of those infinite loops, similar to what we did with Hunter. But then Navigator told us to check out the cloud in the Greenway. So we did so and found that the entire cloud is actually, I don't know, kind of has a Great Link vibe to it, like a combined consciousness. And there is a giant program called the Gardener that's planting seeds all across it. We were able to grab one of those seeds, so I'm curious to see where that's going to take us. Now, in the meantime, we got a 5 dice here for the day. We don't know what we need to do here necessarily. Let's go ahead and track Ashton. We haven't done that in a while. And fortunately, because of our interface, that's going to be very easy. So that's a guaranteed success. +3. Halfway there. Cool. Anything else pop up here? I didn't see it. Alright. Now let's go ahead and cross back. Debating whether I need to go ahead and buy another stabilizer. We got the money to burn. That'll work. Okay. Lovely day here in the repaired unit. We shall inject said stabilizer. I just like having all of that all those dice available. It just makes a lot more sense to me. Feed the kitty. Call it a day. And then we'll see what Fang's up to. Hopefully. Okay. Not too bad on the dice. Fang, you ready for us? Fang grins at you as the bay door slides open. Above, in the rest of the building, people are busy, frightened. They speak in hushed tones and organize endless meeting after endless meeting. Haven Age have avoided a full-blown crisis for now, but change is coming. Fang is in good spirits and bundles you inside before you even have the chance to greet him. That was the slickest operation this station has ever seen. He hugs you firmly. You made my job easy. And he shakes you by the shoulders. I'm so proud. And, he smiles, I got to watch through the cameras as the Haven Age security that weren't in on it assaulted the station. Fang smiled. One of them straight up just whacked Hardin with their pistol. It was beautiful. What are they going to do with him? I'm not sure anyone knows, but he's cooperating in dismantling his operation and scaring off Conway. Maybe they'll exile him when they're done, or hand him over to some core authority. Fang shrugs. Now I know he won't be an issue, I'm going to be focusing on systems for a bit. He shakes his head, seeing as that's my actual job. He points to the ceiling. The people upstairs weren't so happy, though. They've been fielding questions about the state of the eye right and left since the recording got out. People are scared. I'm not surprised. Yeah, this whole thing hasn't won me many fans in the administration, but I think in the end they'll agree that outing Hardin was worth it. Whatever the methods. He touches a stack of hardware. The eye is old. It was never meant to run like this. The master control points that Erlin and Haven Age installed, they keep it from spinning from the rim. That isn't ideal. But if you're asking me if the eye will stop spinning next cycle, no. He smiles. And me and a ton of other skilled people will be working to stop it happening in the cycle after that. Hardin's people Harden's problem was that he didn't believe in people. He believed in systems and their ability to shape the world around them. Fang squeezes your shoulder. But as far as I'm concerned, people should be the ones running the systems, not the other way around. Anyway, Fang raps on the side of his terminal. I know you didn't come down here for a lecture. My tracker. I haven't forgotten. He produces a thumbnail drive. I managed to finish that code solution I showed you. It's a modified ripperworm, one made to deactivate that tracker of yours. But in the time since I got back, I added something extra. That tracker of yours doesn't show S and ARP where you are. It transmits data about the state of your body, your current condition. My worm won't just deactivate it. It'll edit that data to tell S and ARP your body is irreparably damaged. DNR. Do not retrieve. He grins wildly. Pretty smart, right? That's perfect. Just slot it already. You take the drive and hold it in your hand, and then you close your eyes and open up your access ports. Take down your defenses. The worm immediately enters your closed network. It whips through it, taking things with it as it goes. The moment they're gone, you forget they were ever there. They just blink out of existence. A second later, it's done. You open your eyes. How do you feel? Asks Fang, a little nervously. The same. Give it time. He pats you on the shoulder and looks at his terminal screen. The logs tell me it works, so feel it or not, you are free. Fang lets out the word free hang in the air a little before he continues. Seems like it might be finally time for a celebration. Fang wraps his arms around you. And Jenna still owes us those drinks. He laughs, and you join him. And later, when you leave, you feel deeply thankful for having such a friend. As you walk away from the building, you look up at the wide curve of the eye, up at the hub, and the other rim beyond it. The whole thing twinkles with lights, and it seems impossible to see it as anything other than breathtakingly beautiful. It feels, in that moment, like something eternal. That doesn't mean it can, or even should last forever, or that it will ever never change, fade, or decay. It simply means that in this moment, this place has a future, and it's one that you know, deeply and truly, is worth protecting. Hey! Alright, one upgrade point. Efficient extractor. Well, that was a long, arduous task, guys, but you aren't finished with this cycle. Complete active scenes to proceed. Oh. Okay. I think Maywick just disappeared from the container. And Ethan wants to have a chat. Okay. The compressor is almost empty when you enter. A couple of scattered patrons in the booths and a lone bartender. The bartender recognizes you immediately when you arrive, and nods, and you return the greeting. You already know you won't find Ethan here, but you had to be sure. With your tracker reporting you dead, he wouldn't have stuck around. You look at the empty stool, his empty stool, and you smile. You can imagine him on it when his slate chirps, letting him know that the target he was tracking is dead. You can imagine the screaming and the swearing, too. Is that all you were to Ethan? Another target, or was there something else going on? Seems like a foolish question to ask now, but when he has fled the station, but bothers you anyway. You take one last look and walk out. You doubt you'll ever come back to this place, or the memories it holds. You walk back out into the lights of the bright market and allow yourself a smile. So this is what Fang meant when he said you were free. You can get used to this. Hey! Okay, so are they Into the greenway. All gone. Okay. So I guess getting that tracker... there seemed to be a quest going on there with trying to work off Ethan's debt before Maywick showed up, but getting the tracker turned off made all of that go away. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. And cycle... Oh. Just had to refresh things, I suppose. Well, now that we don't have that very violent monkey on our backs, let's go ahead and continue on with all the stuff that we were planning on doing. So we have got the Sidereal Bridge. Man, we do need to focus on getting this done here eventually. I mean, we got some dice that can definitely do it. Let's... Yeah, we need the spores. And I figure that's going to be over at the Greenway. What else did we have to do over here? The mushrooms for Emphas. Repaired unit. Yes, indeed. We needed to go ahead and get this taken care of, if possible, to patrol the ward. A little bit of energy. And we get some energy back for this, so that's nice. Hey. I'll take it. Do we want to go ahead and finish that off, though? You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. I want to see where this story goes. That's going to complete most of our stuff down here in this section of the station. Let's just get some more energy back, too. Dope! Well, that's unfortunate. But we did finish it. You chase off a group of kids throwing stones at a woman's unit, but lose them in the tangle of corridors. You give up exhausted. What an appropriate way to end this. This time you meet inside Rabiah's office. Although now that you've seen it, office seems like the wrong term. You find her stood in an almost bare, shadowy unit, midway through a sequence of stretches. There are 2 low stools and a terminal in the corner, but it seems that most of the space is taken up by a heavy punching bag, rubber matting, and a stack of weights. When Rabiah turns to greet you, you realize she's missing an arm. The prosthetic she usually wears is set in a cradle near the terminal, a web of colored wires running to it. Yeah, I didn't even realize that looking... That's actually kind of cool, like a holographic construct over the cybernetic. Updates, she says, noticing you looking where her artificial arm usually is. Nothing to worry yourself about. I'm sorry, Don't be. I am sure you've been on the receiving end of more invasive stares than I ever have. You both settle on the stools, Rabiah crossing her legs on top and sitting straight-backed. Gia told me you have been doing the rounds, collecting tires, patrolling the ward. She smiles. Some of the enforcers are impressed, and I hear you handled a few difficult circumstances. Nicely done. I wanted to see for myself. She raises an eyebrow. See what for yourself? If the stories are true. I see. Rabiah flexes her neck side to side. And the conclusion? Still deciding. Well, Sleeper, Rabiah says teasingly, please keep us updated on any progress. She smiles a thin smile. Joking aside, I know that for you, life on the Eye has been a struggle, but I hope we can do something about that from here onwards. Though some of our members may not see it this way, I know too, and you too are a refugee. She looks at you solemnly. That is why you have come to us. Enough, Rabiah. Sabine's voice cuts through the conversation. I am tired of listening to your affected nobility. They cross the room, Rabiah's baton in their hand, the end lit with sparking electricity. Rabiah looks between the two of you. I suppose this ambush was another cooperation between you two. She looks strangely unfazed. Stay silent. Sabine pauses, thrown off by your silence. Rabiah takes this opportunity to act. She leaps from the stool and, fainting past Sabine, grabs the baton and twists it inward. She is by far the stronger, and she pushes Sabine to her knees, plunging the crackling end of the baton toward their chest. They freeze there, Sabine struggling to keep the crackling baton from their skin. Stop! Then you support them, Rabiah asks you, her eyes not leaving Sabine. Your loyalties are so easily swayed. I thought you were more than Yannick's attack dog, Rabiah. Sabine spits back. Are you not able to think for yourself? Rabiah holds the baton strong, and for a moment you think she's about to hammer it down into Sabine's chest. But after a painful wait, she throws Sabine down instead, then spins the baton in her hand, thumbing a switch and shutting it off in a single move. Rabiah, explain. They both look at you, each still catching their breath, as if they had forgotten about your presence. Explain what? How the moment I call my enforcers will come down here and take them away? Rabiah cracks her neck. You're lucky I didn't kill you. I would have had every right. Every right! She shouts, the anger a release of tension more than a threat. Sabine lifts themselves a little, bruised from the fall. They roll onto their side and cough. Rabiah gives them some space, sitting back on the stool. Sabine props themselves up on their elbows and fixes Rabiah with a hard stare. Do you have something to say? Rabiah taunts. Say it. This is your final opportunity, because after this, no coming back. What's the point? Sabine breathes heavily. She refuses to listen to criticism of the great Yatagan project. Rabiah collects herself. Speak. She folds her arms and waits to be convinced. Sabine takes a breath, organizing their thoughts. They go to start, pause, and then decide on another approach. Eventually, they say it. Yannick is a traitor. Rabiah immediately flinches, her eyes going to her prosthetic arm, her muscles clenching. But she rides it out, more eager to prove Sabine wrong than she is to hurt them. At least for now. When I came here from Essenop, they glance at you, gauging your reaction. It was Yannick who was one of the first to support me, to look after me. I should have known then, but I was naive and afraid. Sabine turns to you. Sleeper, I know that I should have told you I worked for Essenop long ago, but I thought you would abandon me, and you are my final friend. What you should know is that I left Essenop because I was running for my life. I leaked documents on the Sleeper program, on the illegal and immoral practices it relied on, to the press. Essenop wanted me dead, and I fled as far as I could, to this refuge at the edge of the surrogate systems. Sabine stops to collect himself. And what does that have to do with Yannick? Rabiah interrupts. The Sleeper knows you're Essenop. I told them. And while you hide beneath the cover of being a whistleblower, you and I both know you worked on the Sleeper program. Yannick told me as much. Sabine's face falls. It is true. They glance at you and then away, ashamed. They lift their head. But it is Yannick, not me, who is in the pocket of Essenop. Rabiah flinches again. I can prove it. He made some kind of deal to keep me here, to tie me up in debt, to lock me away. In exchange... Rabiah slams her hand on the desk. Just tell us, for God's sake. In exchange for those... Sabine finishes, nodding towards Rabiah's prosthetic arm in its cradle. He has been using Yatagan enforcers, using you, as test subjects for Essenop technology. I have the data to prove it. He's been bringing them in under the guise of stolen shipments and having me fit them, knowing each one is capturing data and sending it back to its makers. Rabiah's fixed expression has started to fade. Sabine produces a slate. It's all here. Thousands of hours of usage data, failure rates, error dumps. These are untested implants, Rabiah. They could short out, fail, cause cascading failures across a person's body. And they have. Sabine suddenly looks incredibly tired. I thought the error rate in the units was down to them being stolen or modified. I've tried to fix hundreds of failures in my time here. Not all of them. They stop, unable to continue. Rabiah closes her eyes and breathes in. Then she opens them again. She holds out a hand to Sabine. Show me, she says. Later, much later, when you leave, Sabine is still taking Rabiah through the manifest and usage data. Both of them crowded around the terminal as Sabine leads Rabiah through each layer of Yannick's betrayal. As you leave, Sabine catches your eye and something passes between you. Something like a thank you or a sorry, or some other expression that communicates both sadness and hope. Whew. Okay, another upgrade point. What do we got here? Enemy of my enemy. Rabiah and Sabine have been holed up in her office for a while now. What are they planning? I guess we will find out in 3 cycles. That's cool, so we dealt with the corruption in Haven Age, now we're dealing with the corruption in Yatagan. We're just cleaning up this station. I like it. Let's head over to the Greenway. Let's go and Wild Margins. Continue tracking Ashton. Well, here, let's go ahead and use that point. We'll get Efficient Extractor. Get a +1 with that. Where do I really want to use this 6 dice, though? Let's try... Elevator go up! Now we have the Gimbal Lounge. We don't have anything there. We could go ahead and explore a little bit more. Weightless Wanderer. Those are both all risky actions. No. Let's leave that for now. We kind of had the option to go over here a few times. I think a good portion of the good story right now is over in the Greenway. We will find out what that is up top, though. Okay, farm stacks. We had... See, this is what We've got the ability to walk the Greenway, which is danger, and it doesn't matter if we get +3 or +2, it's still going to take 2 turns to figure the rest of this out. And then the Haifa commune, those have the safe options. And then the wild. Let's go with this. And it doesn't really matter here either. Cool. So we should be able to find Ashton in the next cycle. And reroll. Oh, that's lovely. I'm a big fan of that. So we'll do map the pathways here for 100% success. You see the corporate order beneath the leaves and rot, and the bright invention the Greenway's plants have wrapped around this structure. Anything new? Oh. Mushroom groves, huh? Collect spores. Or forage for... Oh, there's... Okay. Caps and spores. what to do. So the caps are what we need. That's awesome. Okay, 2 grove spores. What were the 2 grove spores for? We needed to hand them off to somebody. I don't remember who. I think we actually saw it at the beginning of the episode, and I just completely derped it. Let's go ahead and grab the spores first. Hey, there's one. Oh, this is for the cocktail over at the bar. Gotcha. Okay, definitely made some good progress here. Let's go ahead and crash out. Well, actually, let's check. It's going to be a while before that shows up. Do we want to go ahead and try one more time? Get a little bit of scrap. Or a ship mine fragment. I will take that as well. It's going to be a while before that next ship comes in. Let's go ahead and get ourselves some fungus. I feel that the caps, it needs to go to Emphas first. He has been so patient. And his food has been so kind of critical to our survival. Just makes sense that we would go help him out first. After we get the spore, the little sections taken care of that we can put in the cocktail. Alright. And end the cycle. Survey says... Oh, gonna be another good day. I like it. Now, the question becomes, what do we want to do? Let's go ahead and head up to the Ascender car first. We'll get that part taken care of. We will go ahead and keep on tracking Ashton. But, this could be fun. Weightless Wanderer. Got 5 cryo out of that. Anything new pop up? Oh. Bliss the ship mechanic. Okay, that seems like an important NPC. It's a little bit too late in the episode to go talk to them, though. So... let's head down here. Where's the spores at? Two grove spores if we complete this with 100% accuracy. Which we shall do right now. Okay. That gives us the 3. Let's go ahead and cross. And head over here to the Overlook. Oh, we just needed 1 spore? Oh, well, boo. Oh, wait, we did need 3. Alright, awesome. So I'll tell you what we're going to do, guys. We are going to go ahead and end the episode here. When we get back, we'll go ahead and put all the grove spores here into the distillery. Or for the mushroom farm. Over here at the Overlook. It's been a while, and I figure that Tala needs to go ahead and get her story taken care of, unless there's more. We'll head up and talk to the Mechanic Bliss. We'll try and find Ashton. A lot to do here. But we got our tracker taken care of, and despite the fact I did kind of want to see what was going to happen with Ethan, I think we're better off. But I hope you all have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.